Colby Covington just dropped a response video to Ian Garry. I'm going to watch this for the first time and give my thoughts on Colby's response after this. And we'll get into it right now. But before I do that, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell.
Greetings, nerds and virgins. It's America's champ. And as you can see, there's nothing behind me. Just like Ian Garry's resume. We all saw your cringy ass video, Ian. And they'll do what you're told line only works when you're the A-side or Conor McGregor. Not Corner McGregor, you fucking cuck. Ian, you said a lot of dumb shit. But there is one thing that I'll agree with you on.
My wife definitely ain't no trophy.
Layla's not a trophy. She's a participation award at best, which is fitting for you in your generation. You don't dictate the terms here, cuckboy. You're a Gen Z beta, and the only time you do any dictating is when you're on your knees for the nutritionist. You're asking for gimmicks you don't even comprehend, Junior. An I quit match implies there's no disqualification and no time limit. No commission would ever approve that. And besides, we already saw you quit in December before the press conference. You want to talk about what I'm famous for in my title fights? The only thing you're famous for is parading around a nutritionist sloppy seconds like she's Miss Universe. She's a 4 at best. We all know you love to cuck it up, but you're about to cuck your way out of this fight, Junior. So here it is one last time. Agree to the stipulations. Stipulation number 1, turn on the comments. Stipulation number 2, record Layla begging. Stipulation number 3, agree to the MyBookie promo, and we got to fight. Otherwise, I'm fighting someone higher ranked this summer, and you're doing what you do best, sitting there and watching all the action. Greetings, nerd.
Okay, so a couple things. I think Colby did a very good job with this. I talked about this yesterday. I'm not a fan of going after, people's wives and things like that. But, he addressed the Garry video, the one with the watch, which I thought was not very well done. And then he talked a bit about Garry's resume and him not really being an A-side, which I think, again, was a smart move here. Like, Garry hasn't really accomplished a lot. Say what you want about Colby. Yes, he's never won the undisputed title, but there's a reason Colby got the title shot at UFC 296. The UFC obviously thinks very highly of him. So I think Colby played this quite well, going after specific things that Garry had mentioned. I'm not a fan of the stipulations, like his wife's not going to agree to it. That to me, he's doubling down on that. That's just not going to happen. So as much as Colby's criticizing Garry about doing the I Quit match, his wife's also not going to agree to those terms either. The one thing he said in this video that we haven't seen before is he says, look, I'm going to fight someone else if you don't accept the terms here. If I'm the UFC, put this fight together. It's a no-brainer. I talked about this in yesterday's video. They need to put this fight together because the self-promotion's already there. It's 2 really good personalities. And I think, honestly, it makes a lot of sense with Ian Garry coming off a big win over Jeff Neal, looking to fight someone in the top 5. You've got Colby Covington, who had a very disappointing performance at UFC 296. Can he beat an Ian Garry and win people over again? I think it absolutely makes sense from that perspective. So the thing is, Colby's talking about fighting someone ranked higher. I mean, do you see him fighting a Shavkat? Do you see him fighting a Bilal Muhammad? I don't know. Like Colby, you've got Shavkat, Bilal, or Usman. Usman's not happening. We're not going to see the Usman fight again. I highly doubt it. So it's Bilal or Shavkat, and we still don't know what's going on with the title. I would think Bilal's going to get it just after all this, but maybe he's going to end up fighting Shavkat. And then you got Jack Della Maddalena in here as well. So I don't know how this is going to unfold, but I really hope the UFC doesn't drop the ball here. Again, say what you want about, I've heard people yesterday saying, oh, both Colby and Ian are cringe. I don't know. Some of this stuff's pretty funny. I think it, again, going after specific things. When Colby was talking yesterday or in the other day in his video about, Jeff Neal and all that stuff, I think that's well played. Whoever's putting this together for Colby, it's coming across pretty well. I thought this was very much straight and to the point. Remember the last video I talked about how, Colby kind of got into this a little bit late in terms of him talking about Garry. He was talking about, being at Trump International and all that. In this one, he got straight to the point. That was good. I don't like the stipulations again. Not a fan of that. Would rather he didn't, bring that up. Just do the fight. That's it. I know Colby's got to add some sort of gimmick to it, but the whole thing with his wife is kind of pointless because we know that's not going to happen. But listen, UFC, don't mess this up. I want to see this fight. I know a lot of other people want to see this fight. So curious to see what happens there. So I'm going to know what you guys think in the comment section below. What did you think of Colby's latest video? How would you rate it? Did he come across well? Did he not? I think he did. Again, some of the stuff I'm not a fan of, but I think overall Colby did a good job with this video. We'll see if Garry responds here. I hope they just book the fight so I don't have to keep doing videos on this, but obviously it's something that's happening in the news right now, so we do have to talk about it and react to it and everything else. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, @Lynch on Sports. I'm James Lynch. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.